Good afternoon. My name is Dennis Higgs. I am chairman of Nevada Exploration. Some of you will have heard some of this before, so I'll go through very quickly. That's the disclaimer. I will likely say some forward-looking statements. Nevada. Nevada is a world leader. It produces more gold per unit area than anywhere else on the planet. But more than half of Nevada is covered in sand and gravel, the valleys. And those areas are underexplored because most of the gold deposits discovered to date are in the mountains, where they can see the rocks, project the rocks, and they're covered and so on. So, let me give you a little bit of history about how the mineralization occurred in Nevada. Going back 40 to 25 million years ago, Nevada was flat. That's when the mineralizing events brought the gold in, and so you've got a nice suite of gold in Nevada, but then tectonic events started pulling Nevada apart. And that's what gave you the block faulting, and you've got drop blocks and so on, and that created the topographic relief we have today in Nevada, the mountains and valleys. And of course, the gold is still there. Most of it, or a lot of it's been found in the mountains. How do you find the gold in the valleys? Over 330 million ounces of gold have been discovered in Nevada through 2017. With over 50% of Nevada being sand and gravels, the valleys, how do you find the other 300 million ounces that might be in the valleys covered by sand and gravel? The answer is groundwater. Water is a universal solvent. As groundwater flows underneath the surface, it picks up the scent of whatever it comes into contact with, whatever minerals, gold, arsenic, antimony, and so on. Nevada Exploration has taken these samples and used the groundwater to detect enriched concentrations of gold and other elements, and then we follow that back to its source. Here's a map of Nevada. Nevada Exploration started by collecting 50,000 samples from the government agencies. These were samples that were collected for water wells, domestic use, ranches, and so on. They did not assay for gold, of course, but they did assay for the toxic metals, arsenic, antimony, and so on. And those are the pathfinders for these big gold deposits in Nevada. So they collected 50,000 samples from the government, various levels of government, put them into a database, and now we had a background information or database for Nevada. Then Nevada Exploration went out and collected another 6,000 samples of their own, and those they did assay for gold. On this screen, you can see the dots colored in dark blue are the 6,000 samples that Nevada Exploration has collected. And we currently have 3 projects. They've got a gold star on there where those projects are located, currently, of course, in the Carlin-Cortez Trends. This company is being managed and run by a very experienced exploration geologist. Wade Hodges has been involved in discovery and development of 9 gold mines totaling over 30 million ounces of gold. Ken Tuller has been involved in discovery and development of 5 gold mines with over 7 million ounces. Between these 2 gentlemen, it's 37 million ounces of gold. So they're not country bumpkins wondering how they're going to find gold in Nevada. Very briefly, our share structure, 76.5 million shares outstanding with warrants and options. We have a fully diluted about 94 some odd million. Management and insiders own about 36%. That doesn't include our families. If we add some of our family members, we'll probably push us up in the 40% range. As recently as last month, some of us invested again, and we put another $750,000 into this company. So we are firm believers in what we're doing. So now I can slow down a little bit and tell you about a specific project. That's the background. So here's Nevada. We've taken a specific area, and we'll go towards out to Grass Valley. Here's Grass Valley. You have Pipeline, Cortez, Gold Rush. These deposits are the best gold mines in Barrick's suite of properties worldwide. Cortez produces 1 million ounces a year. This is Grass Valley. Each one of these little dots represents a groundwater sample that Nevada Exploration took. They did a grid. You're getting a whole bunch of zeros in here, lots of these zeros. But you've got 2 areas where you're getting gold and groundwater, very strongly anomalous. So they go back then and focus. We've staked Grass Valley, we've staked South Grass Valley. Oops, there. Let's zoom in on South Grass Valley. First thing we did, each one of these X's is a groundwater sample, and now in some cases we're taking more than 1 sample in each hole. So now we're developing a 3D model of the gold and groundwater. So we were able to determine which direction the groundwater is flowing. It's heading towards the north. Here you're seeing the results of that gold and groundwater survey. if we're getting greater than 10 parts per trillion gold in groundwater, we've got a significant anomaly. In this area, we're getting anomalous values as high as 1,000 parts per trillion gold in groundwater. This is a screaming gold in groundwater anomaly. And then so we applied gravity geophysics to the property. You can see you've got a very strong topographic relief happening somewhere underneath the surface. That indicates to us this potential fault system. That could be the plumbing system that brings the mineralizing fluids up into this part of South Grass Valley. So far you've got the golden groundwater, we know the flow of the direction of the water, and we've got potential for the plumbing system. Okay, we'll look at this again. Here's the surface. You've got outcropping at the surface on the west side, lower plate carbonates. The lower plate carbonates are the host to all those giant gold mines at the north end of the Grass Valley, Pipeline, Cortez, and Gold Rush. 50 million ounces of gold up there. So you've got the potential host rock here, and we applied some magnetic geophysics, some aeromagnetic geophysics. The lower plate carbonates have a magnetic low signature. On this map, it's colored in blue. You can see that this is potential all lower plate carbonates, which is again the host rock for those giant gold mines to the north. And it's a very large area. It's about 15 square kilometers. So you take the gravity geophysics, which coincides with the golden groundwater, which coincides with the lower plate carbonates. Everything's coming up together in a nice picture that this has to be drilled. So we're not the first person to drill this property. The previous operator was out there. They drilled some very shallow holes. Average depth was 160 meters. They're hitting bedrock between 70 and 130 meters deep. And guess what? They're hitting the lower plate carbonates. Again, that's the host rock for all those giant deposits to the north. This is something new. This is isotope analysis. Barrick sent about 2,500 samples from their Cortez Hills deposit. That's that big gold mine to the north of Grass Valley. They sent them up here to UBC for research. And when the mineralizing fluids come up, they bring these the isotopes. You can analyze these isotopes. They put a halo around the gold deposit. There's the gold deposit as outlined in red, and you got these various halos of these isotopes, these elements that isotopes. And as you get further out, you have different isotopes and different signature of isotope. This was just released in July, this paper. We went and took a sample from that outcrop at the west side of our property, and we don't have gold in that sample, which is why, of course, there hasn't been developed in the past, but we are within the halos of this isotope analysis. So we know we're zeroing in. We've got the same mineralizing suite that put the mineralizing event up at Cortez Hills. So we have a drill program. We got 15 holes proposed. The ones marked here in red are the holes that we're planning to drill this year. You can see we're, of course, going to drill where we're getting all this coincident golden groundwater, the right host rock, the structure, everything's come together nicely. On the same scale, you can see we've got the Cortez Hills deposit looking down. That's the footprint at Cortez Hills. There's the Gold Rush. Gold Rush is 12 million ounces. Either one of these or both these could fit within this area that we're excited about. Let me tell you about the discovery hole at Cortez Hills. One of the early discovery holes at Cortez was 1.5 ounces of gold over more than 400 feet. More recently, Barrick's announced they've got a new discovery 2 kilometers north of Gold Rush. It's called 4 Mile, and they're getting 16.5 meters of 71 grams. That's about 50 feet of 2 ounces. A couple of holes there, 16 meters of 57 grams. Imagine what one of these discovery holes would do with 25-cent Nevada exploration. And of course, if we have that discovery, that validates the entire database. We'll have the treasure map for Nevada. So that's the presentation. I did that very quickly. I should announce that we just started drilling today. And these are multi-billion-dollar prizes. You can't win the lottery if you don't have a ticket. There you go.